Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. And we are back live with another live stream, another edition of the Straightjacket podcast 323, man. And we're here with my brother Nuruddin. Big up to you, Nuruddin, man. How's the fast going, man? How's Ramadan treating you, man?
You know what? I'm still not feeling 100%, so I'm not fasting actually.
Okay,
still got some of the sickness in me. Yeah, I had horrible food poisoning, man. So I'm still not 100%. I can't even eat, so it's like I'm fasting because I can't really eat too much.
Can't really eat, yeah.
I can't really eat. You know what I mean? I'm just having a little bit of bread, a bit of toast here and there, but that's it. So it's weird. It's like I'm fasting, but then I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course,
of course. It's not right. Yeah.
Nah, we're
big
trying
up,
to
though.
find out. Yeah, big up, man. Big up to you, man. We're trying to find out why, man. But obviously, we didn't know if it was a biryani or was what you had before or after that day.
And you, to be fair, if it's the biryani, you both would have been sick, but it's not the biryani.
No, it's not a biryani.
It's what I had before it's what I opened my fast with before I saw you guys.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. And yeah, man, big up to you, man. Obviously, Nuruddin.
Big
up to Minna as well. Yeah, big up to Minna as well. Big up to Musa. I think Musa will join us. Not sure about Minna, but big up to Minna as always. Man. Big up to Minna as well, man. But yeah, man, back of a draw. You know, the game.
Kind of gassed. I saw you. You were quite gassed actually yesterday. I saw you. I was you were quite gassed.
I was a bit disappointed, to be honest with you, in the fact that we didn't win the game, man. I'm being honest with you.
Raya was unbelievable. He pulled out some amazing saves.
Yeah, Raya, that was like prime Neuer. You know what I mean? Prime David De Gea. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and that's a good thing though. The fact that we are disappointed with a draw is a good thing, Nuruddin. You know what I'm saying to you, in the fact that, you know.
No, we thought we were gonna get smashed in it, even though they haven't got a striker. I mean, they're just shit, aren't they? They're just crap, bro. How are you going for the league and then you're 15 points behind the leaders? Like, that's just shameful, man.
I know, man.
That's not
you know what it is. Yeah.
That's cowardice, man.
Yeah, but the way they play
bottle
football,
jobs, original bottle jobs, and that's why Declan Rice celebrated the way he did, because he knows. You know what I mean? He knows. That's why he's like doing all this madness. I'm like, shut up.
They were giving him stick in it. You know, when he goes to the corner flags, he was getting a lot of stick in it because he kept putting the ball over the actual line, and that's why, you know, it kind of obviously got it in there. But I mean, I don't know. It's one of them kind of funny days where Arsenal didn't play well, we played well, but we didn't get what we deserved. It's kind of it's that fine line, isn't it? Between we need to be a bit kind of almost like, you know, we need to take the positives from that, without being overly negative. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of them where, you know, like, you have to take the positives from that. I thought Mazraoui was excellent. And you know what? I don't know if you've seen, but like the manager, I don't know if you've seen the report saying Man United are trying to start their home games better by switching ends at the coin toss. But it didn't help in the first half. But second half, you know, I mean, we played in the other side.
East Stand, you must have liked it.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen
because most teams are doing that now, innit? So if they win the top, because they know we finish strong, right?
Yeah.
Stretford and towards the end of the games, and a lot of our goals come towards the end in the league games.
Yeah.
So what they do now is they want us to shoot on the East Stand second half. So they rather have us because they know we're crap in the first half. So teams have clocked this, innit? They've clocked it.
They clocked it.
You know what I mean? It's just any little edge now in sport, any little edge that you can get, you take it. So teams now, back in the day, they weren't asked, right? They were like, yeah, we'll let you shoot the Stretford, and we're not asked. They were like, we'd rather go into shoot because the way their away fans is in Old Trafford. So they were like, listen, we're happy to actually shoot that way as well, where our pocket of fans are. But they realized that United are scoring goals towards the end of games, and we come strong in extra time. So, you know, so that's the reason why, you know, teams are doing it. To be fair, in the past couple of years, you get one or two teams that do it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Every little helps in it, though. Every little helps.
Yeah, listen, that Julian Muppet is lucky I wasn't there, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
Lucky I wasn't there. I know I see the chat people talking about it, but I was lucky. So but big up to you, Saeed, for staying calm in it. Because
no.
Person than me, bro, you're the better person than me, and you focus.
I just felt at that moment, you know what I mean? Like, because I just come off the fast here, I didn't want to rise up to the situation in that way. And I just said, yo, like, just move in it, really. Move. You get me?
It's lucky that it's Ramadan as well, isn't it? You know what? It's lucky that it's Ramadan.
Yeah.
It's lucky that it's Ramadan.
But my thing was, it's like, you know, I had to address it, man, and I had to like speak out, because at the end of the day, bro, like, man tried to come on my platform and dictate to Robbie and try telling me, like, man's got that on. You get me? And I felt I was very, very disrespectful, bro. And like I said, for me, he showed the true colors, and that's why I put it on there.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen, my guys are Zionists, innit? I just want to educate some of the people in it on this chat. So please just know this, Zionism, there are Jewish people who are Zionists, there are Muslim people who are Zionists, there are atheists who are Zionists, there are Christians who are Zionists. Actually, in the world, there are a lot more Muslims who are Zionists, a lot more Christians who are Zionists, a lot more atheists that are Zionists than there are actual Jewish people. So please, do not get it twisted, people. Zionism is a political ideology. It's a colonizer mentality. It's an imperialist project. That's what that is. So he and anybody else who comes on, they can F off in it. We don't give a damn about what your stand is. We don't talk to you. We don't associate with you. You can do one in it, like as simple as that. So for me, that's what it is. But the internet just do. Internet does what the internet does. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, you're the one that brought it up with your chest. Like the way he walks to the shot, like the level of entitlement. You know how level of entitlement, like, it's beyond me, the arrogance and the entitlement. But that's what Zionists are. Zionists are that. The dickheads who own Man City are the hardcore Zionists, Muslim Zionists, because those soldiers who are unaliving all of the kids in Gaza go there now to party. That's why I'll never go to Dubai, me personally. Never. I can never go to that place. Never. And you know, say, I got family, I got cousins galore who live there. And they're always saying, Nuruddin, you gotta come, you gotta come, you gotta come. I ain't going nowhere, mate. I'll never go to a place like that in my life. So anyway, like, I ain't got nothing against people who live in the Arab Emirates, because I know that I'm talking about their government. They're the biggest hardcore Zionists in the Muslim community. And I will never. And they're behind the genocide that's going on in Sudan. So, but Julian, for me, showed himself for who he really is, the level of entitlement. And the fact that he could tell, like Robbie's got no eyes, the fact that he could tell. And too many Zionists, Saeed, it must be said, whether it's in the music industry, whether it's in the any industry where black people are the talent, or black people are doing what they're doing, they always want to control. Please don't get it twisted. I'm talking about Zionists, because Zionists have always got to silence people to legitimize the state of Israel. So it is, Zionists always have to have their pies in every fucking place. So that's why I just wanted to address it. But we'll get on with the show. But I just wanted to address that. Nothing against Jewish people. We love everybody. Zionism, we do not love Zionists, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Christian, whether they're atheist, whether they're Jewish. I don't care whether they're from Timbuktu. If you're a Zionist, for me personally, stay the F away from me. And stay the F away from our people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's what it is, but I just wanted to address it. And he's lucky that you were, obviously it's Ramadan and I wasn't there, bro. Trust me on that one. And I don't try to go on like I'm some sort of bad man, and that I'm not. I'm just, you know, most of you know who I am. But when it comes to these things, when it's about a genocide and 60-year occupation, ethnic cleansing, murdering people, not with that. Never be with that. Never with that. And if I ever see, that's what I'm saying to most Zionists, you know, never come step to me in it, like, you know, because trust me, there's enough books to read in pen. Trust me. And we would always stand with people who are suffering, because you know what? We don't give a damn. It's about real life. Our history is suffering war. Our history is about understanding how we can be divided and ruled. That's our history. And that's the history of Africa. So the idea that we would go on the side of imperialists and colonizers, nah, man. But to me, I just wanted to call out his entitlement. Walking the shot when you're ready to go and do, telling, like Robbie and got eyes.
Yeah.
I'm glad, Saeed. I'm glad that you're a better person than me. And you know what? It's Ramadan, innit? And to be fair, for a lot of us Muslims, innit, it's a spiritual month and we stay away from conflict. But trust me, I think I would have broke it. I'm just saying to you, I think I'm a hothead, innit? Saeed knows I'm a hothead. That's who I am. Yeah. But big up Musa as well. Yes, I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Big up, man. Big up, Musa. Hope you're well as well, man. Big up to you, man.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Could hear you. Different background every day, man. How many backgrounds have you got in the house, man?
Trying to change it up. I got my headphones to actually pair up with the laptop today, so it's good to go.
Yeah, big up to you, man.
I just gotta let Scozy out 1 second, yeah.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, Musa, how did you think of the game yesterday, man? Are you like?
I watched the highlights. I didn't get to watch the game because I thought that there was no point. I wasn't too confident with Arsenal. Yeah. And then I watched the highlights, and then the highlights were good, to be honest. When I watched Mazraoui impressed me in the highlights. Who else? My man, who everyone always, Lindelof. People who always saying Lindelof, but I've always preferred him over Maguire. I thought Maguire always made him look bad. I feel like I've always felt like Lindelof is a defender. If he has Varane next to him, he goes up a level in what he's able to deliver. Like, he looks the part. He might not be as good, but he's able to not let down his partner to a certain level.
Yeah.
But he can't make another player better. So he can't make Maguire better. And I felt like whenever he was paired up with Maguire, it was always a car crash, because he's not one of those defenders that can make anyone better, but others can make him better. And I think he has a bigger ceiling in terms of what he's able to do as a defender than Maguire's always had. So I've always thought he's a good bit part player if you can just get him into some form. So he done well for me yesterday. I didn't really see Garnacho. I heard a lot of people saying Garnacho had a good game.
He played well, man. I can't lie. He played well.
I didn't see too much. My boy Zertsky done what I like Zertsky, man, and how he's growing into this team. Whether he's a 10, whether he's a striker, I think he's not benefiting from not having a team that's actually doing well. Because if you're seeing what Zertsky's doing now in a poor United team, imagine him walking into a confident Liverpool, a confident Arsenal, and being able to shrug his shoulders and be like, yeah, I'm here. Let me do my thing. People actually playing confident. I think you'd see a much different Zirkzee in a confident football inside, and he's doing it in a team that's not confident, but he's still showing football ability. And I went back and I watched his compilation the other day about the games that he's had for us. He just nutmegs people for fun, man, all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? He's getting out of situations that he shouldn't be, but then he gets out of situations and we don't actually do anything with the ball. So I was happy to see Zirkzee doing his thing as he does. And again, and I think Amorim's doing this again without Dorgu and Ahmad, who are pivotal.
Ugarte, a lot of players that are not available.
Casemiro, my boy stepped up. I like Casemiro. He's been stepping up.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know if this was like a dejected Arsenal who realized they can't win the title, so they didn't give us the best version of themselves at Old Trafford. But nevertheless, we can only do and play who's in front of us and beat who's in front of us. And you know, we tried. We could have got the win, but if they don't score that goal, they don't score. You know what I mean? It was one of the opportunities that they had from the game that I saw. But man, I think it puts us in a good position for Thursday's game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I wanted to focus on the manager. He's spoken about the results, right? And he's been saying basically, in the future, I want to play a different brand of football, but now he wants to prioritize results over his principles. And then I was like, I think I seen something about him maybe in December. He goes, if you start changing because of results, it's the end of any coach. I was hired because of my idea. That was in December. And then obviously now he's basically saying that I need to just get results on the board. Like, it just shows you, like, Premier League can humble you, man. Like, it's, you can say whatever you want and you can say, that, style of play is important, but results, when you look at the situation he's in, the injuries that he's got now, he has to swallow his pride and he has to understand that, you know what, man, he needs to get results in. And now he's seeing the way he's changing the ends, going instead of starting off at the East Stand, he's now starting off Stretford End. He's doing little bits and bobs, man. I think for me, that's something big, That's a huge kind of call from Amorim, because I thought he would maybe be so stubborn and say, you know what, we're not going to do that. It was very, very pragmatic in the first half. I thought second half, you know what, man, we went for it, man. I thought for me, in terms of letting the players play, second half, we saw a bit more free on Man United, like doing link-up play, 1-2 giving goals. Like, I don't know you thought, Nuruddin, but I thought second half, he actually went for it, Nuruddin.
100%.
To win the game.
We played better, definitely. Watching it on television, obviously. We played a lot better in the second half. I thought we pushed the high line a little bit. I mean, the first half was just disturbing, man. I was really depressed.
Both teams, though, I think, for me.
Like, I was depressed because we just, like, I'm sick of seeing the only manager, the coach that I never saw this with was Van Gaal. Every other coach, I've seen low block football when we play against anybody decent.
Yeah.
And I was just sick of it. So the first half was really disheartening because I've said I'd rather lose than play cowardly way, and I thought it was very cowardly way. I understand, obviously, he explained it. Lindelof's just come back. He can't cover any spaces. Casemiro's got no legs. But I think you could do something with the wing-backs out of possession that we could be a bit more, solid. They can do a bit more work inside. But second half, it showed. Masraoui was on fire, obviously, throughout the game. But second half, we pushed up a little bit more. We pressed high. And I did see better pressing patterns. I'm caveating that by saying Arsenal also opened up because they had to go for it.
They had to go
for it. So they left the two centre-backs and everybody went gung-ho. So at the end of the day, the game became open and it became like, you attack, we attack, you attack, we attack. So the second half was a better game, but the first half was quite disheartening, to be honest with you. But we frustrated them, yes. I think in a one-off games, you can do that. But
it's the big games, isn't it? Amorim rises up to these big games, man. It's the smaller teams where he finds himself a bit kind of confused.
Yeah, because we can't create Jack. Because they do what we did to Arsenal. They sit back. They sit back and then they've got better midfielders and they play better midfielders and they play better with ball energy and everything else. So yeah, they do what they do. So at the end of the day, second half performance, but Arsenal, the way they play, contributed to that. And the fact that we were 1 goal up contributed to that as well. But yeah, we should have scored. For me, I'm still don't know how. Bruno should have scored. I think Mazraoui, that was an incredible save. And the one, Zirkzee, I don't want you doing back flicks, man. Just wrap it.
Was that a flick? Was that a flick on? Yeah.
That was a flick, man.
Oh, I thought the defender did well there. I didn't see that.
No. There was a back heel flick. I'm like, wrap your foot on that, mate.
I think that was the only option, though, Noradine. I think that was the only option on that one.
Nah, it wasn't the only option.
It was a bit behind him. It was behind him. And he said, because you know what normal players do when it's a bit difficult, what a player would do, like Højlund, he'll dummy it. He'll dummy it.
He'll dummy it.
And the person behind gets it because he's scared to take it on because it's difficult. But Zirkzee said, you know what? And it was close, man. The keeper sat on it. I don't know how he managed to sit on that little flick. He sat on it. But that Højlund chance as well, man. That was it a 1-on-1, like when he got through. But like he took too long, and then who got back? Someone got back.
Declan Rice got back.
I was like this.
Yeah, He's caught in between two minds, Nordin. I think when against the Leicester team, you need to dominate. Like against Leicester next Sunday, I need to see you dominate and take the game to Leicester. Don't sit back and try and hit them on the break and that. Take the game to them, bro. Dominate the game. But then when you got teams like this, don't get me wrong. Teams like this, I don't mind like having a mid block, maybe having a low block to start off with, and then going what you need to do. You know what I mean? Again, you're at home, I get it. But you got to also understand that Arsenal, in terms of their footballing style, they're way ahead of us, man. They got players that suited to their style. Nuruddin. They're not players that we have like a mismatch of different managers. That's his team.
Yeah, this is Arteta's team. This is
Arteta's team, bro.
I understand that. I understand that, and that's one of the biggest things. Like the difference between you've got somebody who's been here for 4 months, somebody who's been there maybe 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah.
So obviously the different way, and at times as well, Arteta played low block football as well. I remember back in the day when he first started. He played counter-attacking football. He played very
counter-attacking. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, there are faces, but I'm just disheartened. Like in 12 years, out of those 12 years, 10 years, I've just watched cowardly football at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I know what I mean? I know.
So for me, my frustration is not with Amorim. It's with the 10-year. Other than Van Gaal, everybody else just being cowardly football. But I think we should have won. We should have been 3-4. You know what I mean? But we don't create chances. So when chances come these days, we don't take them that much.
Don't take them. No.
Because we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that situation. I mean, you've seen Højlund. I mean, the second one, the run that he makes and then the movement is brilliant, but he's just not quick enough to get there and do it, bury it. But the first one was a disgrace because as a left-footed person, you know when in football, you know the way you coach, especially like the way you coach like strikers or attackers. The biggest thing what you do is if they're ahead of a defender, you get them to go central. So, for example, if I've got you coming on my right shoulder and you're on my left-hand side, there's two options, Let's just say this is Højlund, right? There's two options for Højlund, right? Rice is here, right? This is Højlund. He's left-footed, so he could put the ball on his left foot and wrap it around the keeper, right? And take the touch out that way. Or you can actually be central, going more central, because then he's got to think, damn, if I make that tackle, it could be a red card, it could be a penalty. The biggest thing what they tell you, you either have to go this side, because specifically Rasmus is left-footed, he could have gone that side.
Composed, man. Gotta be composed.
But anyway, side, listen, even if it's not about that, he could have just took the touch better to get it out of his feet on the left-hand side and whip it. And Rice is not getting there. Or the other way they say, always get in front of him, make it awkward.
Make it awkward,
So that if you touch it, it's a penalty. It's straight for a penalty. So
facts.
At the end of the day, he didn't either. He dilly-dallied. And then by the time the tackle got around and then he fell on his knees like a sack of potatoes. But that's what you always, to me, anytime I ever tried to coach youngsters, I always said you have to get body in football is so important. You have to get your body across. It's a free kick or a penalty, especially when you're in the box.
Yeah.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be clever, man. Either get in front of the player and then make it difficult so that you know any foul that comes through is a penalty. Or just be quick. You know? By the way, what's these people that saying that Jim Ratcliffe and Gary Neville have done an interview together? Is that out right now?
I don't know.
Hey?
I don't know.
Wow, that's crazy, you know? Where's this? AJ, did you say it's out? Oh, yeah, it is out. 3 minutes ago.
Where?
So Jim Ratcliffe, Amorim, Ten Hag, Finances, and the Glazers. The overlap with Gary Neville. Wow. Interview out right now. It's come out now. I'll show you now.
You know what Gary's doing, innit? Gary's protecting his investment, innit?
Yeah, of course.
Gary's protecting the investment.
But I wonder, I'll have to watch it tonight, but I wonder if he's actually said anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy, you know?
It's got to be the most softball interview you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah. Big up to Killis, man. Big up to AJ as well, man. That is madness, man, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the biggest softball interview you'll ever see in your life. I don't expect to hear anything. It's basically two business what they call two business partners try to blag Manchester United. That's all that is. The blagging.
Yeah. And it's Gary Neville really doing it. So is he going to challenge him? Is he going to, is he going to put it on him? Say, why?
No, he's not, Saeed. Come on. Saeed, behave yourself, man. Come on, bro. How is he going to do that?
Yeah, exactly. Because he's got the best.
Saeed is two business partners, man.
Yeah.
Why don't Jim the Rat sit down with the real journalist?
Master, do you want a photo?
Exactly. That's what his name.
But big up the protest yesterday as well, man. Big up the protest.
Yeah, big up the protest, man. Thousands. Big up everybody.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up to you, man. You know what I'm trying to say. So
and
now we might have to.
And listen, and Tim Howard, come close. Tim Howard,
bro, cook him. The absolute ball.
Tim Howard, you were a D-Tech goalkeeper, not A, not B, not C, a D-Tech goalkeeper. You own the fact that your whole football career on the fact that you played for Manchester United. You are coming out being part of the PR machine, like the same with Gary Neville. The biggest bootlicker. All I'm saying to you, sir, I hope you're hydrated for all the boots of the Glazers, because there's too many of the Glazers, innit? Boots that you've been licking. I hope you're hydrated. I hope you're looking after yourself. But you can never speak about Manchester United because you're not a fan of Manchester United. You play for Manchester United. You were allowed to. So you got found out for what you were.
Facts.
Yeah, a clown goalkeeper. And you know what? Once a clown, always a clown. That's who you are. So please, self-preservation. Do not utter the word Manchester United out of your mouth. Just know who you are. A bootlicker. Forever. That's what we will say when you get buried on the tombstone. Bootlicker.
Yeah.
That's what I am. That's what it will say, Tim. So just hold tight.
Facts. 100%. Nah, you're right, man. Man tried to come in and say something. You get me? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. By the way, is my internet crashed? Am I still here?
Yeah, still here.
I don't know. Is the live stream gone down or something? I don't know what's happened.
No.
We're here. No, you have to say it, bro. You have to call it out, man. You have to call it out, bro, man. A lot of people have been compromised in Ilios.
That's a Noradine. They said that was a wrestling style promo you just done there. They called you the.
Yeah, man, that was a wrestling style promo, man.
Nah, man, I'm sick of these Muppets, man. I'm sick of these Glazer, Jim, the Rat, bootlickers, man. I'm just sick of bootlickers. The world is so many full of bootlickers. It's unbelievable, man. I'm allergic to bootlickers, man.
Half of these guys, these ex-Man United players, that's all they got is the fact that they played for a team that is historically, has got the accolades that it's got, and it's too much.
You know what he came out with? You know what he said? It's their money. Like, First of all, if you're going to say anything, the most important thing you would say, is actually, as a bootlicker, do a little bit of homework. Yeah? That might be actually, but it's their money.
The worst thing as well, what I've come to realize,
what are you on about?
Half of these players know nothing about the company that they work for, i.e. Man United. They just work there. They play football. They don't know the ins and outs. They've retired, come on TV, and you think to yourself, like, you really don't know the ins and outs of what's happening at Man United. You're that bad about the knowledge. Even Paul Scholes, man, he says some weird stuff, bro.
Yep.
And I'm like, brother, you know what I mean? Sometimes we forget that some people are talented at certain things in life, but they're not people to take advice from, man. Just don't take no advice from certain people, man. It's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
You're here telling the fan base what we should and shouldn't expect. And I'll tell you for free, man, some of these guys, these Man United players, if they lived in this era where it's all about stats and numbers, they wouldn't survive. So they need to stop judging people on an era that they wouldn't be able to survive it. They wouldn't.
Yeah. Facts. 100%, man.
They said Jim Ratcliffe dropped an interview.
Yeah, he dropped an interview, man. I might have to react to it tonight.
On overlap.
Yeah, on the overlap tonight. Look here. It's on here. I'm just show you right now. It's here. Can you see it? So he's just done an interview right now with him, man.
You can play a bit of the audio. So I just played a little bit of teaser of the audio.
Okay, let me play the audio then. Okay. Let me show
you. Gary Neville.
Gary Neville, I don't trust that brother, man.
Musa, I just said it's two business partners having a chat.
What a snake.
So start with the end. I would ask you to sum up the first 12 months in charge at United. Review yourself.
Right. Well, I think in a funny sort of way, it's gone as we anticipated it would. We didn't think the first year was going to be easy because we had difficult things to do. But I think, the club is bigger than, until you actually arrive in the club, it's bigger than you think, and the scrutiny is bigger than you anticipate because you get your school reports at the end of every day instead of at the end of every term. I used to get a clip around here once every term by my mother, but now I get a clip around here every day by the press, So those things are sort of slightly, I suppose, unanticipated or underestimated. But I think broadly where we are, which I know
that is poor. That's enough for me, Saeed. That is poor.
Saeed,
is
poor.
It's
a waffle.
Saeed. Bro, it's a waffle session. It's going to be a waffle session.
That is poor. He underestimated.
Saeed, let me say this.
Yeah.
He said the club is bigger than you. So why have you half the staff then?
Yeah.
Right. That's the first thing. Uno number one. And why are you doing an interview with your business partner? Like, why don't you go and see a proper journalist and go and talk in front of a proper journalist?
You know who needs to see? What's that guy that I don't like on TalkSport? But he quizzes people.
Nah. Listen, he's the biggest to the establishment ever. I don't
Jim
know.
White.
Nah, the other one.
I forgot his name.
I think you're talking about that Jordan prick, that dickhead.
Simon Jordan, yeah, he's quiz people. I've seen him. He doesn't care. He's put it on boxers and said, listen, you're no good, mate. You got beat up last night. He's on it. Simon Jordan is on it.
Musa, I can have a conversation about Simon Jordan outside of here, the stream, and I'll tell you what's up. Trust me. Just think, look at the people he puts it on.
Yeah.
Just looks at the people he puts it on. Yeah.
It's interesting timing though, man. As the season looks like it's.
No, I'm not having that side. You come and buy Man United, and all I heard was we underestimated it. That's what he's saying.
It's bigger than we thought.
You know what I mean? It's bigger than we thought. Once you get here, we told you that. We would have told you that before you bought the club.
Yep.
What are you talking about? So that what's that period of time that they were talking about? They were doing their due diligence. That period of time they were doing their strategic report. What was happening then?
Yep.
So it's basically Gary Neville for me. Anybody who ever believed in this working class kind of guy, now you see the real truth. You know what they said in it? Time reveals all. Within time, people will show you who they are. Give the people a time, and they will quickly show you who they are. Trust me. And Gary Neville, his business partner. Tell me, first 12 months, my mum used to click me around the media. Media are doing no propaganda for you absolute muppet.
You map it. Listen, it shows the lack of respect.
To God, when people, listen, I don't know what it feels to be a billionaire, but I can only imagine you lose all sense of touch of reality.
Yeah. Facts.
You lose all sense of touch of, my mum used to give me a clip.
Listen, twat, yeah.
Every sport venture you've gone into has failed. Ineos as a football had never been successful in all the years.
This twat Jim Ratcliffe, before he bought Man United, was in the media talking about Man United, putting pressure on squad players of Man United, putting pressure on how the team was playing. So if you're commenting on a club that you have nothing to do with, what makes you think it's going to be any different when you get in there? You knew the level of scrutiny that took place. You saw it. What's he talking about? He did it.
Interview. What's happened today? He was talking about yesterday's protest before the Arsenal game. Wow. Was that to diffuse the protest then?
Of course, Saeed.
Oh shit.
Of course.
Are you know what the problem is? The problem
is Gary never said anything about the protest yesterday when he was live on Sky. He said it in
this video,
he didn't say afterwards in the analysis. He didn't talk about it.
No, because that video is not Jim Ratcliffe's idea. That's Gary Neville's business partner saying, listen, get on my show and let me help you clean that up a bit.
Yeah.
Just come on there, show your face. You don't have to say too much, but let me help you clean it up.
Yeah. They say that I think he's done a great job in circumstances, frankly, with the squad that he's had available. The fact that he came in mid-season, everyone expects miracles.
Miracles.
And one of the things I did say, though,
we as United fans are expecting miracles. That's how detached he said.
But what I did say, though, that they needed to come out and back him. He's saying, Jim Ratcliffe, you saw the performance against Arsenal yesterday. It was what we thought really impressive performance. They could not have worked harder. They couldn't have been more committed. So this is, brother, but at least he's backing the manager. I did want the manager to get backed. I want to know what's his position.
Well, but you know, words are cheap, though.
Sorry, Musa, this is why I disagree with you. All the word salad in the world, where you back the manager is where the manager needs you. You back him where he needs you. Where was he in January? Where was he? Where was he in January? Nowhere to be seen. So all of this is waffle. Nothing but a two-piece waffle. Like I said before Musa went and come back, this is two business partners, and one of them in a sticky situation, and the other one's like, let me help you out.
I agree with that.
I've got a platform. I agree with that. I've got a platform. This is all this is. Gary Neville is looking after his investment.
Facts.
This is what Gary Neville is doing, looking after the investment people.
Yeah, I agree with that because it's not. Yeah, he's not being quizzed by anyone who hasn't got similar interests at heart. So it's fake. It's all fake. But so my thing is,
how are you praising Ruben Amorim when you left him dry in January?
Yeah, that's the sad part. That don't make sense. But I did want to hear, because there has been a lot of sacking around Amorim's name, and I just wanted to hear their position, because whether they keep it or not, and whether it's fake news or not, at least they're extending their own rope. We're giving them enough rope to hang themselves, basically, because they can say all of this, and if they were to get rid of him, it just shows the incompetence of how they run a club and what they're doing. This has been a very bad year. I've never seen an ownership take over a football club and not spend money on it. I've never seen it. Everyone that does it, you see them have strong windows. Whether it's January, summer, they go strong straight away. These guys took over, brought someone new in, and it's just been like, nothing special at all. So, when I look at it, I just think, I ain't got time for this Radcliffe guy. This is the reason that a lot of Man United fans didn't even watch yesterday's game. Like, people watched it, but it's not the same. People are expecting us to lose. We've got nothing to play with. I'm more interested in these Europa League games than I am the league now.
No, 100%. I mean, in terms of to try to save whatever the season. But for me, Musa, big up everybody, by the way. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to Saeed TV, Road to 200K. Realize that this is the original podcast of this channel. So have some respect for it, innit? At the end of the day, you're never going to get this level of analysis here, yeah, because majority of other channels, they're going to run with this and go, Jim's reassuring, Jim's backing, Amorim. But they don't understand the game that's been played behind closed doors.
Look at that.
They have no clue.
Look at that in the comments. So I really like Ruben. He's a very thoughtful guy. Every time
why did he back him then? Why did he back him in January then?
I sit down and have a cup of coffee with him and tell. Is he taking a minute? He thinks he's telling stories, bedtime stories on his interview.
Bedtime Jackie Nori, man. But who's paying for the coffee? Oh, man, who's paying for the coffee? You know what I mean?
He's having bedtime stories. My mum hits me round the ear. I get nipped round by ear.
Okay, let me just check here. What's he saying here?
So the bit after that, if you go up, he said something about him telling me coffee, like, or something like that. It's like,
give him a break.
No. There's a little bit there. He added, Khalees added, where he's saying something about, he can tell me to F off if I see where he's going wrong or something like that.
1 second. Can't see.
Yeah, he's just telling bedtime stories.
What minute is it on? What minute?
Let me just check.
Yeah, if not, Khalees, just put it in again.
So 6:17, 6:17.
6:17.
Yeah, him where he's going wrong. And
right. 6:17.
Yeah, so go the next.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's one. Yeah.
So I sit down with a cup of coffee and tell him where he's going wrong. He tells me to F off. I like that.
Oh, that's a banter. Wow.
Yeah.
So you see what I mean? They thought, how can we make it look like this is all, the guys are telling each other the truth and all of this. Listen, you had your chance to back this guy and he didn't back him. What did he do, Saeed? Zilt. Dogu, a 20-year-old from Lecce.
Yeah.
So stop telling me about what you think of Amorim and all this BS. Stop telling me this.
Yeah, bro, this is
crazy. The timing of this interview is so interesting, man, because it's like, bro, why now, man? Why are you speaking now? You know what I mean? Like, what's made you do this interview for Gary Neville as well?
The march, like you said, the march has gone on. He's got his brethren that's giving him a free ball.
Where the Ten Hag quotes, man? Yo, get them on there, man. Let's dissect this, man. This is. I can't lie to you, man. This is crazy.
Ten Hag is coming out, yeah.
What do you say here? There's no money left in the club, and that is after my 300 million. Nah, he never said this.
Saeed, the 300 million. I just want to repeat to people, because I know that he's going to try to hoodwink people.
Wow.
The 300 million. Saeed, I just want to say this 1 second, Musa. The 300 million was part of the deal that the Glazers settled. So they didn't want to put the $1.5 billion that they were giving. They said anybody who's going to buy any shares has to give 300 million to the club. That was something that was done. It is nothing to do with him trying to do something for the club, try to make himself look like, he's doing something for the club, mate. BS, lots of BS.
But today looks like it was a press release because there's he sat down with more than just Gary. The BBC, lots of people coming in, because if you look in the group, it's got BBC. He's talking about Sir Jim Ratcliffe on players. Some are not good enough, some are probably overpaid, but for us to mold the squad and to be fully responsible for it and accountable for it, it will take time. There are some great players of the squad. We know who are like captain, and his captain is fabulous football player. We definitely need Bruno. He's fantastic footballer. So Jim Ratcliffe tells the BBC Casemiro, Rasmus Højlund, Andre Onana, and Jadon Sancho were inherited. So what's all this about? This is in the group, though. Ty's setting this in the group. I don't know.
Yeah. Yo, big up, man. Let me just get these super chats in. Big up all. We always back you, bro. Free Palestine. Arsenal fans complained about 11.2 yards and beefing us in 14. Nah, Teta is running away from reporters. Big up my guy, Killis, man. So thank you for standing up for Julian Free Palestine. Nuruddin, if you see Julian, please, could you shout at him? Big up Tariq, man, for the generous donation, my friend. He said, big up brothers, big up for Brother Saeed for standing for what is right. Yo, always, man. You didn't have to send that donation, but I appreciate it, my bro. Yeah. And always, man. Always.
Big up Tariq, man. Big up, love, man. I hope you well. Ramadan Kareem, bro.
Yeah. This is mad, you know. Said here, some players are not good enough, and some players are probably overpaid. But this is the mold, the squad that we are fully responsible for and accountable. It will take time. You gave Bruno a contract. What do you mean take time?
Yeah, he
bro?
loves him. You saw the quotes about Bruno. He loves him.
So why are you talking about the transfer and talking about the overpaid then? That Bruno is being overpaid. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. He's been overpaid. There are things that will, from the past, whether we like it or not, we've inherited those things and have to sort it out. If you look at the players we are buying this summer that we didn't buy, we're buying Anthony, we're buying Casemiro, we're buying Onana, we're buying Højlund, we're buying Sancho. What? That we did? Oh, we didn't buy. Okay. Right, this is crazy, man. This PR, I expect to announce tomorrow that plans to be iconic stadium in the world being built in place of most existing Old Trafford. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Yo, let me know if the Erik Ten Hag comments, man. Breaking news: Man United expected to announce tomorrow plans I could see the iconic stadium. Oh, so it makes sense then, innit? That's why he's doing this interview. So then tomorrow he puts in the plans for the Old Trafford. Okay.
New stadium.
Give me the actual Ten Hag comments because I really want to know what he said in terms of Ten Hag. Let me see what going with the
Ineos
Ten Hag.
gave in to fan pressure, you know. Ineos didn't like him, mate. Erik Ten Hag just has to accept it. The guys didn't like him.
Yeah.
It's nothing about fan pressure. If it was fan pressure, they would have got rid of him in the summer.
He said here, Sir Jim Ratcliffe said, tells the BBC, Rasmus Højlund, Andre Onana, Anthony, and Jadon Sancho were inherited.
They're not his players, you know.
Wow. Is that a damning on the thingy? You know what I mean?
He's just saying, I've bought the house and there's a sofa in there that I didn't want. There's a table in there I didn't want. Yeah. I inherited with the house.
Well, you knew what you were buying. Did somebody put a gun to your head and say, buy this?
Yep.
See, nobody asked him that. You see that? They agreed before the interview what questions to ask and what questions not to ask. So nobody talking to him about the debt.
Oh, he's done an interview with the BBC. He's done an interview as well with the BBC as well.
Is anybody talking about the people that
day. Today was a press day.
Today was a press day.
Everyone had their turn.
Has anybody asked him about the people that he sacked and is continue to sack? Has anybody asked him about what he's going to do with the debt?
No.
So you see, all of it, all this side is access. It's access. Bullshit access.
Let me just read this way.
Some probably are over. Some are not good enough. Some probably are overpaid. We're buying Anthony. We're buying Casemiro. We're buying Onana. We're buying Højlund. We're buying Sancho. These are all things from the past, but whether we like it or not, we've inherited those things, or we have to sort that out. So, for Sancho, who now obviously plays for Chelsea, and we pay half his wages, we're paying £17 million to buy him this summer. So it takes time for us to move away from the past into a new place in the future.
Were you saying that those players?
He knows nothing about football.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that we've
overpaid, or what are you getting at there?
Well, some are not good enough. Some probably are overpaid. But for us,
how do you know whether they're not good enough?
To mould the squad that we are fully responsible for and accountable for will take time. Some are not good.
So he's trying to say that he basically inherited them. We don't really, rate them. If I'm
See this guy?
Yeah,
he shouldn't be allowed to talk, man. He's the worst. We need someone else to talk on behalf of United.
Bro, he's talking, man. He's talking now. Bro.
He's got the money, but he shouldn't be allowed to talk. The brother ain't got no knowledge about anything. Like he sounds reckless.
Yeah,
sounds reckless. Sancho, he's playing at Chelsea now, and then we're paying. Where are you going with this?
Yeah.
Some of them are just probably not good enough or overpaid. How do you know, like you said, they're not good enough?
Yep.
It
says here, by the way, this is a comment here, which I don't know, again, like I said, if it's going to be true or not. But he says here that United won't sell Kobe Mainoo and Garnacho will not be up for sale to bring in finances. No. We won't be selling players.
They were there for sale. They tried to sell Garnacho. Why is he telling us that?
Yeah. Because we won't be selling players because of the state we are in.
Saeed billionaires lie. Saeed billionaires lie.
Yeah, the club had got bloated, so we reduced that, and we will finish with a lean and efficient organization. That's why we'll address the costs. The player decision will all be focused on how we are going to improve performance. That's all.
So make the club efficient so you and the Glegs can take dividends. Is that what you mean, efficient? Sack people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Let me see what Dan Roll's got to say. He's a BBC journalist. Let me just see here. I've run out of cash. What's this? 1 second. This is crazy today, man. Let's see what this is.
Manchester United would have run out of cash by the end of this year, by the end of 2025. I don't want to see Manchester United where it's been for the last 12 years. I want to see Manchester United where Real Madrid is, or where Manchester City has been, or where Liverpool is. That's where I want to see Manchester United. The only in returning Manchester United back to greatness again. Where do you want to spend the money? Do you want to spend it on operating the club, or do you want to spend it on the squad? Because if you spend it on the squad, you get better results. And, you know, at the end of the day, what's Manchester United here for if it's not to win trophies and silverware? What we want to do is invest in the best players in the world, if we can, rather than spend it on, I'm afraid, free lunches. But the losses are...
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
Embarrassing.
What? That is... Yeah, that's crazy.
Can I just get ahead of this? Let me just get ahead of this. The reason why people who work at Carrington the people who work at the club get free lunches is because the wages that Manchester United offer are so crap.
Yeah.
That because majority of people who work for United, who used to work for United, were fans of the club. So working there, you used to get a little bit of like benefits working there because your wages were crap. So having a lunch, you know, I mean, getting cup final tickets, do things like that. That's what used to happen. Getting travel there and back.
Yeah.
So we took away all of those things to save what? To save what, Saeed? It's ludicrous.
Yeah, 100%. That's crazy. Let me just rewind that back a little bit.
Yes, or if it's not to win trophies and silverware. What we want to do is invest in the best players in the world, if we can, rather than spend it on, I'm afraid, free lunches. But the losses are because the club's just been spending money needlessly. We've got a body language consultant. You know, there's all sorts of stuff we're spending money on that we don't need to be spending money on.
Body language consultant, you know. No, but the fact that he said that though, in that kind of manner, it's like, bro, it's like.
I told you, he's out of touch.
He's out of touch.
I told you, don't let him speak. I told you, he's a drunk uncle, mate. Don't let him speak. Don't give him the mic. He's gonna say some. He's gonna reveal some family silver, mate.
Yeah.
He's gonna start telling people that's not really your uncle, mate.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, if there's any quotes, like let me know in the chat, man. Saeed, Jim Ratcliffe on the performance on the Erik tonight. Then there were other times like Crystal Palace or whatever when they didn't show up. Saeed, thoughts on what he thought on performances under Erik? It was erratic. There was some great performances at the FA Cup final. They all turned up and they played. What are you talking about, man?
I told you, don't let this guy talk.
He said you could see Xerxes getting knocked about in the first half against Arsenal. You wouldn't be used to that in the Italian league, so it takes time for players to settle. And then obviously that's a bit there though, and that's one. Yeah.
Imagine being a player listening to this guy talking about giving an analysis on you and your game.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. No, it is.
You know what? But Musa, that's done on purpose because Jim wants to make it look like to the lads. You know the lads, as lads. That is one of us. He's one of the fans.
He's one of us. Yeah. Obviously.
One of us. Yeah. No, you're not, mate. No, you're not.
When's the last time you heard the Man City owners?
You got rid of the people. You got rid of them, mate.
Yeah, when's the last time you heard the Liverpool owners or Man City owners talking like this?
Yeah. This is what I'm trying to
say. Why is always Man United?
This is what I'm trying to say. Bro. Broke billionaire, man. It's crazy. He said we're in the process of a change. It's an uncomfortable period and destructive, and I do feel sympathy for the fans. The simple answer to the club runs out of money at Christmas if we don't do those things. Man said that's a self-sustainable model in Man United, and the way they generate money is basically saying that, yo, you got to suffer now Yeah, I'm saying to you. And
he wants to see what's
he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He don't want to put money into the football club.
Listen, what's a sustainable model about Manchester City, the club that he wants to be like?
Yeah.
What's sustainable about them? If they don't have rich billionaires.
Every football club loses money.
They've got rich billionaires pumping money into that club.
Yeah.
And you say you want to be like them. Well, you got to have to do what they're doing then.
No. Because you know what Ineos do, Saeed and Musa? I've done my research. They take over struggling businesses. They get rid of 3/4 of the staff, and then they try to penny pinch, and then they sell that company off. That's what they usually do, and make a profit. That's what they usually do. So now what he's saying, basically, from everything that I've just seen now, he's basically saying, I need this thing to be profitable like it was when the Glazers were taking the dividends and we were doing all the costs to the debt. Nobody's asking any question about the debt, as far as I can see anyway, in this. Nobody. Because he's saying to them, don't ask me that.
He doesn't, to me, I don't get from him anything that tells me he's a long-term owner of Man United. I don't see long-term ownership in this Ratcliffe guy. I don't see it, Saeed. He doesn't give off somebody that's trying to be here for the long term.
He said here, Sir Jim Ratcliffe on Sir Alex Ferguson ambassador contract being cut. I sat down with Alex and said to him that the club is spending more than it's making and we're going to have to be in trouble and we can't afford to keep paying him $2 million a year. I gave him time to think about it and he came back to me 3 days later after speaking to his son and said, fine, I'm going to stand down. That's my decision. I think that's a very good reflection on Alex because he put the club before himself. Bloody hell. Man said he gave one of the greatest managers in our history an ultimatum. He said, yo, Nurdin, come back here and let me know what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Man gave him an ultimatum, and said, yo, bro, you're spending too much money, brother.
Saeed, this guy is a fraud. And I actually think that he's exposing himself by everything that he says.
Yeah.
I don't need to do much, Saeed. He's exposing himself for what he is. He's a broke-ass billionaire. And it's embarrassing. Ferguson has done more than you would ever do for Manchester United.
Yep, 100%.
You wanted to buy Chelsea, Barcelona.
Yep. Come on, 100%, bro. This is crazy, man.
He's a clown, mate.
Guys, keep getting the quotes in, man. Keep getting the quotes in. There's a little super chat.
How many likes we got on the video, Saeed?
400 likes now. We're shy away, 100 away from 500 maximum.
Let's go,
minimum
people.
We need. Yeah, let's
the
get
whole
500.
show has been hijacked by Jim.
yeah. We were meant to talk about Aiden Heaven and give him a bit of praise. We might do as well in the end. I think he deserves it, man. Big up to Aiden Heaven, man. You know what I'm saying to you. Hamad said, much respect to you for standing your ground and standing for humanity despite the melt from AFTV. Wish Norden was there too as well. Free Palestine. Big up Hamad, man. I appreciate the generous donation. Big up to anyone who's sending donations as well, man. I love this United fall. Now, this is basically a PR exercise for tomorrow. So he said, right, I'm going to give you an interview, all of you lot, but I'm going to then need a favor from you lot. So when I do talk about the club and the what do you call it, the new stadium, I want you to put it out there that, yo, this is going to be amazing and this is going to be positive and it's going to be a big change in what we're trying to do.
And oh, by the way, these are 10 questions you can't ask me. You can't ask me about the debt. You can't ask me about...
Oh, yeah, why was that? Yeah, where's the debt question, man? Gary Neville, man. Are you all right in the end? Are you going to sort out the debt? Nah, he's a joker, man. Why didn't I ask him that question? Are you gonna solve this debt? Why didn't you ask that? What's wrong with this brother, man?
Saeed,
taking a mick.
I swear to God, I don't even have to make a video. The guy exposed himself for who he is.
Broski, are you mad?
He's exposed
himself. Taking a piss.
He has exposed himself.
Yeah. What happened to Mason Mount? I think he said something about Mason Mount. What did he say about Mason Mount being injured or something like that? What did he say about them? Mason Mount. He said something about Mason Mount. No, that's a different one there. Oh, I don't know what that was. No, he said here, half our squad missing. If you look at the top 8 players in terms of salaries in Man United, 50% are those that are not available to Ruben. You've got Mason Mount, you've got Luke Shaw, Max Rashford has gone, Jadon Sancho on loan, and he's got a bunch of other injuries, you know. So I think he's done a fantastic job.
So why didn't you back him in January when you? So we know that it was Ineos that got rid of.
There's one, yeah. Big up, Killis. Yeah.
It was Ineos that got rid of Rashford and Andrew.
Bro, but I still can't believe he said that about the food, you know. The lunches, the free lunches. They're so nonchalantly, like, you know, so like casual. Just drops it in there like it's normal. Bro, like he's a very arrogant guy, innit, man? Like, you would have mentioned them sort of stuff when you talk about players.
You know how embarrassing it is as a billionaire? Saeed, you know how embarrassing it is as a billionaire for you to be doing that to people? You know how embarrassing it is? You know how fringe that is?
To be talking about it in that way, you know what I mean?
And to taking away
stuff that you don't discuss in, you know, if you're like somebody, you don't discuss them things in the open, innit? You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's things like personal matters and that. You don't discuss them to your friends, innit? But this one is...
Big Rowan, listen, big on Rowan, he probably asked him and said, why did you take away the food at a thank you?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Basically, that's what he said, innit? Wow. This is madness, man. This is crazy, guys, man. This is a crazy, crazy day. Tesco's better run, you know. Summer overhaul. Bro, we don't know it. Talk is cheap, man. That's the problem, guys, man. This guy, brother, what did my man say? The guy, what's his name? The French, the captain, the Dante, Ineos. What did he say, Ineos? He said something, Dante.
They overpromise and underdeliver. He said they overpromise. They overpromise and they underdeliver.
Yeah, this is the one. He said, talk less, work more. This is what he said, guys. He said this in 2023, May of 2023. Talk less and work more. This is what he said, man. So he knew they were good talkers, you know, and there weren't much action from it. You see what I'm trying to say? There's a lack of coherence somewhere, and I'm sorry for that. You see what I mean? So this is something you've got to understand, man. You know what I mean? He goes here, you have to be clear in what you're saying. To maintain a project, maybe you need to speak less about objectives and work in silence to create an environment of competitors. Yo, Dante was cooking, you know. He said, you have to be clear in what you're saying. To maintain a project, you must need to speak less about objectives and work in silence, man. Man said, allow this waffling, yeah? Work in silence, bro.
Saeed.
You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, I told you, as soon as I've heard about what's happening to Nice, tried to interact with fans on Twitter from Nice, and they were like, yo, Ineos, they overpromise and underdeliver.
Underdelivered, yeah. Facts. He says here, if you don't like where Man United have been for the past 12 years, Alex Ferguson left, then you have to accept that there has to be a change, a period of change, or it's going to continue. He says here,
half of the staff.
We have to make an unpleasant, but they are necessary to put Man United back on the stable footing. If people want to see Man United winning trophies again, then we have to do all these stuff. If you look at the players, obviously I read that as well. Big up to Cyrus.
That's lying. He's just saying we need to get Manchester United back to being in the Champions League, so then we can do the dividends. That's what he means. Yeah.
He said, if you look at the top most expensive players that we've got in terms of salary, 4 of them not available to Ruben. If you did that with Liverpool or Man City, where's the rest of that one there? He goes here. So Jim Ratcliffe on if he understands why fans are angry and protested. Yeah, I'm a fan as well, remember? He's trying to put that in there. He's trying to say, yo, listen, I'm angry with you. He goes here, I'm a fan as well. Remember, fans won't be happy at the bottom half of the table. I get that and sympathize. No, it's not about where we are in the table. It's about how we're running the football club for the past 12 years. What's he talking about?
Not even that, the past 12 months that you've been in charge.
Yeah. 12 months you've been in charge, yeah. Yeah.
That's like man that owns someone owning like a McDonald's and he hasn't bought in the food, like the burgers and the chips. Yeah. And everyone's saying they're hungry, where's my meal? And he's like, I'm hungry too. Brother, you're responsible for it. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You talk about you're a fan. You're the only fan that can actually make something happen. We can't do nothing.
One second, he's talked about the women's team as well here in the interview.
He told her, I didn't even know what you do around here. He asked the captain, what do you do around here?
I like him, you know. I'm starting to like him, Nordine. That type of disrespect is crazy. Imagine seeing the captain of a football club that you own and asking them what they doing around it.
My main focus is on the men's team because that is what moves the needle at Manchester United. You know, the women's team is much smaller than the men's team. So, you know, of our 650 million of income, 640 million comes from the men's team and 10 million comes from the women's team. So I suppose, you know, with my business background, you tend to focus on the bigger issues before you focus on the smaller issues. But the women's team wear the Manchester United brand, the Manchester United logo. So in that sense, they're every bit as important as the men's team. And frankly, they're doing better than the men's team. I think they're second in the league. They won the FA Cup last year. Mark Skinner's doing a great job as the coach. And
they hate him. The players hate Mark Skinner.
Maya, she's doing a great job.
Oh, he knows the captain now. You know, he didn't know the captain beforehand.
Yes.
He didn't know the captain beforehand. So now he's remembered who the captain is. You know what I mean? He's really, really kind of remembered now who the captain is.
I didn't see that. It's all PR. Somebody told him, yeah, her name's this. Yeah, Matt Letchesy. Yeah, Mayor Letchesy.
Yeah, Skinner. Yeah, give him the keywords in it. You know what I'm saying to you?
Like he knows because obviously he's been exposed.
Yeah, that's not good wording as well, man. That there, like, yo, you gotta like use like his sense of the way he words things is very, very out of touch, man.
It's not even the way he words things. I told you he's detached. He has no concept of like what normal life is. He's detached.
Yeah.
So he can speak like that.
Facts. 100%.
And you know the people that were getting the plan, you know that they would have waited till the end of the season here to announce the stadium. But because of the way that how the fans have gone and protested and everything, he's like, this is all just to appease people, innit? I really hope the 58 come out and make a statement and go, fuck this. We're not buying any of this shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I hope, but again,
we're not buying it. We're not buying it.
They want a full sale, though. I think they want a full sale, though, Nordin. The whole point was they both focus on full sale only.
No, we want a full sale. But Jim is added to the Glazer. Jim is now Jim the Rat is Jim Glazer Rat. That's what it is. He's bailed them out, and they're here now fully. Yeah.
What do you say, Musa, man? Are you kind of like surprised this has happened now? Like, why?
No, let me just explain this. He would have probably done this at the end of the season, but you know the people who are making the modeling, what they're going to announce tomorrow.
Yeah,
they have to be moved forward because of the people are pissed off with what they've done, cutting the food, cutting like sacking half of the workforce and doing what they've done. It's embarrassing. So now everything has to be moved in. That's why I have to do all these multiple interviews. But you can't ask about the debt side. Remember that?
Yeah. No, 100%. You can't. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. Yeah, this is mad. I can't lie to you, man. This one here, obviously, Alex Ferguson, Bassett have been cut down as well. Yeah. Sorry for United, even though your owners are lack of character, personality, bland, and cheap. We are not perfect. There have been a few mistakes along the way. There's a lot of mistakes. I think overall, all things we're doing the right. Why didn't they ask him about Dan Ashworth? Yeah, big up Cyrus, man. Why are there no comments about Dan Ashworth? Why is there no comments about that?
Because Saeed, he said no to those questions. Don't ask me.
This is crazy, man.
This is what happens. They get filtered. That's why. He will never sit down with real journalists. Never sit down with real journalists.
No.
We'll sit down with sonographers who want access.
Yeah. Sonographers.
We've got an owner that resembles our style of play.
On a fan channel. Why don't he come on here? Come on, Jim.
Yep.
Come on here. Let me interview you, Jim.
Yeah.
We've got an owner that resembles our style of play. That's shocking.
Yeah.
We got an owner that's just as bad as the first 11, man.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, Saeed, there is the quote about Ten Hag.
Where? That's all I want to know. Yeah, here it goes. Yeah. He goes, Jim Ratcliffe and on keeping Erik Ten Hag in the summer and Dan Ashford's departure.
Bullshit.
I mean, Erik is slightly mitigated. There were quite a lot of debate about that at the time. It wasn't just the FA Cup final. The fans were clearly of the view that we'd like to stick with him and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, they were mistakes. Bullshit. I don't think we could say much more on that. Wow.
So the fans were 50-50 from last season. They were 50-50 from the season before. Some of the fans were like, this guy's not the guy. From when we finished 8th and we went into... He should have been gone. But see how he tries to blame the fans?
Yeah.
Everybody knew you're lying because your boys spoke to Tuchel, De Zerbi, Amorim, and other people, and then you had to fly out to go and try and get him back because the others have told you, nah, mate, I'm not doing what you want me to do. I'm not coming to come and suffer and then me trending on Twitter. I'm not having that.
Yeah, basically, big up to show, man. It's basically saying we bottled it. Basically, in that regards, we bottled it.
So I didn't even bottle it because they were. But other coaches were like, "You what? You want me? No money to spend in January. Nothing for me to deal. No money to spend now. Okay, nah. See you later."
Those letters, man. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's not to do with that. I promise you. Okay, I want everybody to start writing letters now. Do you think Jim's going to re-employ those 400 people? Come on, man. No. Are you taking the biscuit, people? Wake up, man. What's wrong with you guys? It had nothing to do with the letters. It had everything to do with other managers going, nah, what is this project? I can't buy. We haven't got money to spend. No.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But listen, for me, this is again the fact that he's done it with the Times, BBC, Sky. Like man, like Gary Neville thought he did an exclusive interview. You know, I thought he really did. You know,
Gary Neville was the fan channel. He's the fan channel.
This happened today is crazy.
Gary Neville he represents the fan channel. He came on as the fan channel.
Wow.
That's what I told you.
Just Ineos channel, innit? That was
Gary Neville
channel, innit?
Gary Neville wants to be the face of fan channel football, bro. He's actually
he does.
Yeah. He wants to be the Sky Sports.
After they cut down AFTV back in the day.
Yeah. And he saw what they're doing, and he wants to monopolize on that.
To be clear, if we'd not had implemented the cost-cutting projects, would not have been cash. We were being cash stripped at Christmas. However, we have reduced the running cost of the club by around 125 million. Which has been transformative for the club. Bloody 125 million, you know. Bloody hell. You're chatting nonsense, mate.
Saeed, who's this person talking? Jericho, bro, all the best to you. You don't know what the F you're talking about.
Jericho, yeah.
No, I think it wasn't Ed Woodward. Was it Ed Glazer, was it? Was he there yesterday?
Saeed, I don't know.
I know.
All I saw is Barada on TV.
Man said Gary interviewed Sir Jim. It's like fast interviewed by
a lot.
Yeah.
And I actually think that will hold the lot more accountable.
Yeah. He says here, I think we saw a glimpse of the future against Arsenal second half. They were quite cohesive. You saw a bit of game plan, and the players played their hearts out for Man United. You could see it. You could see that the late tackle and the tackle that Heather made, it really meant something to them. He don't know anything about football, man. I'm telling you.
I told you. Don't let this guy talk.
There's so much stuff
on this. He's Mr. Bean. He's Mr. Bean. Have you seen Mr. Bean? He's Mr. Bean, guys.
You want to rewind that? All right, let's rewind that. I thought we saw a glimpse of the future against Arsenal in the second half.
The future.
Quite cohesive. You saw a bit of game plan, and the players played their hearts out for Man United. You could see it. You could see that delete tackle or that tackle that Heaven made. It really meant something to them.
It's shocking.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. He speaks like he's American.
How can I... Listen, the fans are protesting against me. The name's been brought into my company is in big trouble. because you know what I mean. Like the decisions that I've made, all self-inflicted, and then everybody's exposed now that I exposed myself as the Jim the Glazer now, and they're the Glazers. So how can the people who protested against me yesterday, how can I try to reach out to them? Facts. Oh yeah, the tackle that Evans made, the way the lit played.
Yeah.
CBBC. Jackie Norris stories, Saeed. I swear to God.
Well, it's Jackie Norris stories. I know.
I swear to God, man, I'm talking like this. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about.
Oh, apparently Gary Neville spoke on the debt. My only interest is returning Man United back to greatness again.
Yeah, you know what we should have done, but you can't.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. A lot of riddles, a lot of it's mad.
It's so sad. If we could have done a watch along, I would have done a watch along.
I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna do it tonight on after I come back from Tarawih. Tonight, I want to see what his facial expression is like, and how Gary Neville really goes about asking the questions. You know what I mean? Like, how does he say it? Does he say it in like just a passing comment? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to really understand what he's trying to say.
The biggest thing is this: when you got found out for what you are, what do? You try to make it as relatable as you can. And I've never heard a football fan speaking like that with other ways. But you know how uncomfortable that is. The way that they gave their hearts out, they were determined that's the future. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's mad.
It's mad, isn't it, when you deep it, man? Actually crazy.
That's what I'm saying to you, Samson. Did anybody pull a gun to his head and go, yo, buy Manchester United? No.
Yeah, Jim Glazer, man.
We have to.
Let me know if there's any other quote before we wrap up, man. Like I said, man, it's an interesting time. Like I said, Jim is in it for himself.
Jim Glazer, boy.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, big up Mad Hatter, man. Always, man. Always, man.
If we was to look into it properly,
if you love Amorim, listen, ask yourself, my final thought on this is, ask yourself as a football fans, if you loved Amorim so much, why didn't he help him out in January? Why couldn't he even just go get a couple of loan players?
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then, by the way, he said in the one that you showed me from the BBC side, he said, this is what he said. He said, we want to buy the best players in the world. Listen, 6 months ago, you said, no, we don't want to buy the Mbappes. We want to make the Mbappes. So 1 minute you're telling me you don't want to, you're telling me when it's getting a bit sticky here, Saeed.
Yeah.
When it's getting a bit sticky here, you're like, yeah, we're cutting the food at a canteen because we want to buy Mbappe. But 6 months ago, you were saying, no, we want to be making the next Mbappe. We want to be getting the Mbappe.
Making the next Mbappe. Does he think it's a flipping pizza? We don't want to buy it. We want to make the pizza.
That's what I'm saying to you. So that's what I'm saying to you. When things get a bit sticky, you have to pay attention to how people speak. So to get out of that one, Saeed, that answer suits. And that's what I can say about that food. It's about spending money on this.
Yes.
I'm done with him. Let me get ready for Tadewe, mate. This guy.
Let me read this last super chat before we wrap up, man. Billy Vigil said, so you're gonna let it slide how Robbie said, yeah, you don't like them Palestinian people with a smile. They don't have chats behind closed door laughing. Listen, I spoke to Robbie today, man, and we cleared a lot of things up, man. So for me, that's between me and Robbie.
One thing I would like to say on this thing as well, guys, just a quick one, is that as much as people like Robbie and that talk, like the gesture that he made about Palestinian stuff, he doesn't like that stuff. I want people to know that as educated as you are about the Palestinian situation, just always understand as well that there's a lot of people who are really ignorant about the situation. And I think as a person, of African descent or a black person, you would have come across, or anyone from any ethnic minority, you would have come across certain type of slurs about where you're from, and people are just so ignorant that you have to pull them up. Don't just assume that someone knows about something that you are deeply entrenched in. That you know about. So don't let anything slide. And the only way you can find out if they're ignorant or not is by pulling them up and saying, well, what are you talking about? And challenging them. But if you just become passive and you don't say nothing when you hear stuff, then you're never going to find out whether this person's ignorant or he's taking a piss. But whatever you got to do, you got to challenge it head on. Don't let it slide. And I've always been a person, no matter what environment I'm in, I've always challenged any stereotype concerning me, because I think about the person who comes after me, who isn't as brave, who isn't as strong, and isn't able to speak up for himself, and fears, whatever persecution that he might go through, whether it's losing his job, whatever. I remember when I first became Muslim and I got a job, I had my foot in the sink of the canteen making wudu. You know what I'm saying? And then, because I didn't know what was going on, so then the manager's coming, what are you doing? I said, I'm getting ready to pray. And he's like, we pray where? And I said, I'm getting ready to pray. I got to pray. And he said, but there's lots of Muslims here. They don't pray here. So what makes you special? I said, I don't know about them. I'm just telling you what I do. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know about them. I'm telling you what I do. So I always say that by me taking that stance, guess what I saw? I started to see some of the older guys that were there start praying. And I said, why didn't you pray before? And they felt, I don't think they liked it, and I didn't want to cause no trouble. So sometimes you just got to make your stance, guys, wherever it is, however it looks like, and just pull it on them. Like Robbie and all of that, we might be a part of this, fan content family. But if we disagree on certain things, we'll educate you and we'll tell you what you need to know and how you need to approach it, because there's a lot of Arsenal fans who are closely following the situation in Palestine, and some of them who are Palestinian themselves. You know what I'm saying? So come on, guys, you have to do better.
Listen, at the end of the day, I don't know if you knew about Mohammed. Shout out Mohammed. I hope he's having a nice Ramadan. Big up to Mohammed. Mo, who was known as. He got kicked off the AFTV because, and now it makes sense when you got the likes of Julian around, who are almost these Zionist handlers of Robbie. You know what I mean? Like that's what it seems like to me. Now, aspect of it makes sense. I might make a video about this, but that's what I was trying to explain to people. That whatever industry, when you make it big in whatever the industry is, whether it's music, whether it's television, whether it's film, Zionist propaganda, Zionists are always there watching you to try to get you on their side and to legitimize the state of Israel and its occupation and crimes, daily crimes. They've been committing for the past 70 years. So at the end of the day, big up to Saeed, but Julian guy is lucky. He is lucky that I wasn't there, because trust me.
100%. Yeah. Because what shocked me was the level of comfortability.
Listen, I said, that's what I'm saying to you. It's the level of entitlement.
Yeah, that was
the level of entitlement. Like, you think you run this shit, you own this. Like, I said it on my show, innit? I would have sent him back to his mum's womb, innit? That's what I would have done. That's what I would have done, you know what I mean? I would have sent him back packing to his mum's womb, mate. That's what I would have done. So it is what it is. But, and trust me, when it comes to this, because we know what war is, we suffered this. We understand what this is. Being manipulated in the sense that what the war that took place, we're African, we understand this shit. That's our heritage. So in the idea that we know here in Palestine, there are millions of Muslims who are Zionists now because they want an easy life, like Musa said before, just gave the explanation. They want to get along to go along. That's what it is, isn't it? They'll get along to go along. But no, Palestine it's the longest running occupation in the history of human beings. And the Palestinians have been suffering for a long time. Shout out the Congolese as well. They've been suffering.
Listen, there's a lot of story. I'm convinced that Africa's still occupied, but we'll be here for a whole day.
Of course there is. Of course it is. and guess what? The Zionists who are in Congo are the same Zionists doing what they're doing in Palestine. The Zionists who are in Sudan are doing it, but they call themselves the Muslim Zionists. They are. So Zionism is a political ideology and militarization, colonization, and imperialism. And they're everywhere, mate. So we stand against them. And like I said, me personally, I don't go like I'm some bad man or hard man, but if you know me, innit? At the end of the day, it's enough books to read in pen, innit? Fill up books.
Real talk, man.
Somewhere, somehow, I can access Straightjacket podcast. I'll find a phone. I'll find something, you know what I mean? I got two brethren who are in there now, and they're like, we when we get credit, we try to tune in, you know what I mean?
I do. I see people in here in the chat. They're watching, man. So. Big up, man. Big up to everyone, man.
Like I said, shout out to everyone behind the door, man. Bang your door, man. Big up. Watching the football tour.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Yeah. Big up to you, man. Big up to everyone locked in. Like I said, wherever you are in the world, man. Peace and solidarity, man. You know what I'm saying to you.
And it's love.
And love always, man. Nuruddin, big up to you, man. Musa, big up to you, man. And
always, guys.
We're gonna redirect to Minna. Minna's live later on, guys. Let's go show love to Minna. Big up to Minna.
What time is she live?
Listen, everybody asked Minna why she got Anthony at the club in her chats. To ask her why Musa said you got blood on your hands for Anthony. Because Minna, I can't believe him. He got 3 man of the matches in his first 3 games.
Yo.
Never done in La Liga before. Man's cooking Real Madrid. Anthony's my guy. He's my guy.
Yeah, that's it.
That's Anthony now.
So go ask her that, man. She's live in an hour, people. I'm going to go have iftar, man. So love, people. We're out, man.
We're out.